Welcome back my weebs and otakus, it's Otakunofuji with another game video. Today we're talking about the new release of classic shmup Under Defeat for Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. It has a reputation as a notoriously difficult and challenging game, and this release is no different. But I found that, because of the undeniable fact that it's so old school and hardcore compared to modern shmups, that it actually comes full circle and feels fresh again in 2025. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel if you like this or any of our other content. It really does help. Under Defeat is a remaster of a game originally released in arcades in 2005, and was then one of the last Dreamcast games ever released in 2006, only in Japan of course. A remaster was released on Xbox 360 and PS3 in 2012, which added proper widescreen support among other things. Amazingly, surprisingly, since I was knee-deep in covering everything Xbox 360 back in 2012, this game completely passed me by. I had no idea it existed. So my first experience with Under Defeat is playing this new remaster on Xbox Series X. I like it. I like it a lot. Part of why I like it is that it's a deliciously old school type of shmup. Most modern shmups, released in the last 20 years or so, have tons of difficulty options and unlimited continues and other things to make them more accessible so more people can actually get through them. I love that. I love having those options. I wouldn't be as big of a shoot 'em up fan as I am now without all of those options. And I'll fully admit that I still usually play on normal or even easy. Old school shmups, of course, didn't have any of that. You'd pay $40 or $50 and get a totally brutal and punishing and relentless game that you might not ever get past the second level of. I have to confess that I didn't like the genre that much back then. They were too hard and kind of felt like a waste of money to me. This new release of Under Defeat follows that old school shmup playbook. You only have limited continues, and even the easy mode here is still incredibly difficult. It's very hard. It's a bit unfair even, actually, but it's also available at a very reasonable $20 MSRP. And somehow, which I assume is because I have this many more years of age and experience, playing Under Defeat with all of its difficulty actually feels really good to me personally here in 2025. Under Defeat is a helicopter shmup where the main gameplay gimmick is that you tilt your craft to be able to hit enemies from different angles. The tilt in arcade mode is about 30 degrees, but New Order mode is about 45 degrees, and the New Order mode Plus allows you to tilt to almost 90 degrees. Which, even though the levels are all the same, having that much more maneuverability in the angles you can attack from totally changes the way the game plays. It isn't a bullet hell, so you aren't ever really overwhelmed with bullets on screen, which makes avoiding enemy bullets not that difficult, but it's still very hard for other reasons. The first reason is that your hitbox seems to be massive. Bullet hell shmups aren't actually that difficult because the hitbox is teeny tiny, even a single pixel sometimes, so dodging through clouds of bullets isn't actually as bad as it seems. But Under Defeat just seems to have a comparably huge hitbox. So even though there aren't that many bullets on screen, I still seem to get hit a lot. The other issue is that the levels and enemies are pretty much all gray and brown and blend together, which means enemies or itty bitty missiles I don't even see crash into me a lot and I die. That's kinda not good. Because the game isn't actually all that overwhelming, however, you do start to figure out how big your hitbox is and what you can and can't do. That feeling of steady improvement and progression is the whole appeal of playing shmups. And Under Defeat does a very good job of keeping you engaged. You learn where the enemies are going to spawn so you don't run into them, and the bullet patterns are always consistent so you steadily get better at it. Would I like it even more if it had unlimited continues and more granular difficulty adjustment like modern games? Yes, absolutely. I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't. But I also kind of like it specifically because you really have to fight and earn every inch of progress you make. Like I said at the top, it's come full circle around to where too difficult is like a breath of fresh air here in 2025. I haven't even gotten past Chapter 2-1 yet, and I've still had a great time and feel like I've already gotten my $20 worth out of it. With that said though, it's still definitely a hardcore, old school style shmup that won't appeal to everyone. Under Defeat has always been notorious for being difficult, and its review scores have suffered with every release because of that fact, and that is still absolutely the case here. If you are a shoot 'em up fan though, and are willing to stick with a tough game and really learn to play it properly, Under Defeat is well worth playing in 2025. Thanks a lot for watching, please like and subscribe and check out otakunofuji.com.